LW20013. Okay. Workers must be follow the regulation or procedure to maintain the quality of guava after harvesting in palm. Okay, so there are several points, which is make the decision at the beginning to maintain a stage of maturity. Second is put into cold storage until sold and shipped after harvesting. Second is workers must be continually trained to maintain a skilled workforce. Next is harvesting should be done during the coolest part of the day, which is in the morning, because the shelf life of produce is closely tied to its respiration rate. And the last is the stage of fruit ripeness is indicated by the color development. So there are several of harvesting methods for guava, which is hand harvesting and mechanical harvesting. So tools and containers used for guava harvesting is picking bag, clippers and knife, harvesting containers and ladder.
The grading of fruit play an important role in both domestic as well as international markets. Grading can be done manually or by automatic grading lines. There are minimum requirements for grade designation and quality of guava, which are first, fresh in appearance, second, free from any foreign smell and taste, third, free from damage caused by pests or diseases, and lastly, clean, round, and free from any visible foreign matter. Next, in the table is the basis of weight and size that been suggested by Directors of Marketing and Inspection for guava grading process. As we can see, the grade A guava has weight minimum 350 grams with the diameter more than 95 millimeters. As the weight and the diameter of the guava decreases, the grade also become lower. The lower grade of guava may be used in other processes of guava, such as in the production of guava juice and others. As now, the customer has increased their knowledge and choose the guava with the best grade only to be eaten as fresh fruit. In guava manually grading, it can be done on the basis of size by using standard size scotch or ring. As shown in the pictures, is the example of the standard size scotch used for fruits. For the automatic grading of the guava, several types of mechanical sizes are available for small-scale operation. As shown in the video, is one type that composed of a long slanted tray with a series of openings which coverage largest at the top and smallest at the bottom.
The next part is packaging. Packaging plays a vital role in improving food security. It prevents food from being contaminated by spoilage microorganisms. It also reduces the risk of foodborne illness and increases the shelf life of fruits and vegetables, contributing to their freshness, aroma, appearance, and taste. It also protects against chemical and physical damage while providing important information for consumers and marketers alike. Proper packaging also helps maintain the quality of food products, thereby increasing food security. Modified atmospheric packaging, or MAP, is a handling technique that aids in prolonging the shelf life of guava by modifying the atmospheric composition inside the container, which involves decreasing oxygen or enhancing carbon dioxide concentrations. The picture on the right side is guava with modified atmospheric packaging, whereas the left is without MAP. Both were stored for 28 days at 5 degrees Celsius, followed by 3 days at 20 degrees Celsius. As we can see, the guava on the right side is fresh without any blemishes. However, the left has some visibly rotten areas. Therefore, this method is effective since it might reduce respiration rates and postpone the ripening of guava. MAP also prevents water loss and fruit shriveling by maintaining a high humidity environment.
For transportation, we know that mature guava can be had for 2 to 3 weeks at 8 to 10 degrees Celsius, while ripe fruit can be had for about 1 week at 5 to 8 degrees Celsius. All in all, shelf life of guava is about 7 days when stored at 20 degrees Celsius. So we can see here that guava should be stored in chill temperature to prolong the shelf life. Chiller truck can be used for the long journey, but the cost of the transportation made it uneconomical for small-scale operation. Thus, transportation with fruit ventilation is an option for short journey, as more elaborate air intake can be fitted in conjunction with glove to ensure a positive airflow through the load.
Hi. Yeah, Assalamualaikum. My name is Mungkin Ismail and my number is 200020. Okay, right now I want to talk about the storage for guava fruit. Okay, the guava fruit can be stored at room temperature only for a few days in order to maintain its shelf life. However, the mature fruits of the winter season crop can be stored up to 6 until 9 days, which under ambient condition, while in the rainy season, it can be stored up to 2 until 4 days. Okay? It also depends on its variety. There are also certain methods which is controlled or modified atmosphere storage method, which also can extend it and shelf life, but any inappropriate storage atmosphere, it can result in the accumulation of fermentative metabolites, which resulting in development of severe off flavors. Okay, not forgetting the low temperature storage of fruit, which also can extend its shelf life for another few weeks. When under low temperature of storage of fruits at 10 degrees Celsius or below, it can result in chilling to the fruits. For low temperature storage, fruit should be hard, green, and matured, but without color dip. Immature and ripe guava fruit are not suitable for this method. Okay?
Next is processing of guava. The end product is dehydrated guava pieces. So the first step is selection of guava. Next is washing, cutting each portion, scooping out the seeds, drying in the cabinet dryer, where in the cabinet dryer, seed is loaded onto trays that, depending on the required quantity of the material to be processed, and hence the dry sides, are loaded onto trolleys or inserted into the drying chamber. The door is closed, sealing the system. The trays may have a solid or perforated bottom. So the next step is cooling, tampering overnight, packing, and storage. So how drying of guava can reduce food loss? So fruit produce in a greater quantity than the market can absorb. So the supplies of many of these crops must be processed and preserved to avoid wastage of the fruits and loss of income to the grower. The aim is to reduce the water content of the produce to a level insufficient for enzyme activity or the growth of microorganisms. Drying should be rapid as possible in order to maintain the quality and minimize food loss. The rate of drying depends on the exposure of a large surface of the produce, which speeds drying. Most produce should be cut into strips not more than 5 mm thick. Second, the temperature should be high enough, 50 to 70 degrees Celsius, to give a rapid moisture removal. Third, the warm air current must be dry. If it is humid, it cannot absorb moisture from the drying product. Special treatment may be given to certain types of produce before drying. To reduce the fruit loss, fruit and vegetables may be treated with sulfur dioxide before drying in order to prevent enzymatic browning. It is also slow down breakdown of vitamin C and kills some microorganisms.